Prophet Musa alayhi salam, also known as Moses, was a magnificent prophet of Allah with whom Allah spoke directly. His people were the children of Bani Israel, who were enslaved by the oppressive ruler of Egypt, Pharaoh. Musa alayhi salam was born during a very difficult time. Firaun had a disturbing dream that made him fear that a boy from Bani Israel would cause the downfall of his kingdom. So he ordered the killing of all newborn male infants among the Bani Israel. Following Allah's command, Musa alayhi salam's mother placed him in a basket and set him adrift in the river Nile. By Allah's immense power, the basket reached Firaun's palace, and Firaun's wife, Asiya, took Musa alayhi salam into her care. Thus, Musa alayhi salam grew up in Firaun's own house, while Firaun remained unaware of whom he was raising. One day, Musa alayhi salam accidentally killed an Egyptian man. Fearing for his life, he fled Egypt and went to Madian. There he met Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam and married his daughter, spending 8 years tending his sheep. Later, as Musa alayhi salam was returning to Egypt with his family from Madian, he saw a fire in a bush near Mount Sinai. But it was a strange fire. It was not consuming the bush. He approached it and saw light emanating from it, and a divine voice called out to him, "O Musa, verily I am Allah, the Lord of the worlds." It was there that Allah granted Musa alayhi salam prophethood and commanded him to go to Firaun and demand the release of the Bani Israel. When Musa alayhi salam went to Firaun, Firaun recognized him and said, "Didn't we raise you in our house, and now you come against us?" Musa alayhi salam called Firaun to the oneness of Allah and asked him to free the Bani Israel. But Firaun was arrogant. He accused Musa alayhi salam of being a sorcerer and subjected him to various torments. Allah sent different calamities upon Firaun and his people, such as famine, locusts, frogs, blood, and finally the death of all firstborn sons in Egypt. Yet Firaun still did not believe. Finally, Allah commanded Musa alayhi salam to leave Egypt with the Bani Israel. As they set off, Firaun pursued them with his vast army. When the Bani Israel reached the shores of the Red Sea, they were trapped, with the sea in front of them and Firaun's army behind. They became terrified. But Musa alayhi salam put his trust in Allah. Allah commanded him to strike the sea with his staff. As Musa alayhi salam struck the sea with his staff, the sea parted into two, creating a dry path in the middle. The Bani Israel safely crossed through it. When Firaun and his army attempted to follow, by Allah's command, the waters of the sea came together again, and Firaun and his entire army drowned. This is how Allah liberated the Bani Israel from Firaun's slavery.
A long time ago, in the ancient city of Ur in Mesopotamia, lived a young man named Ibrahim. The city was steeped in idol worship. People worshipped gods and goddesses made of stone and wood, prayed to them, and believed that these deities controlled their destinies. But Ibrahim's heart could not accept any of this. A question always lingered in his mind. Who is the creator of this vast universe? One evening, Ibrahim went outside the city. The sky was glittering with countless stars. He saw a bright star and thought, "This must be my Lord." He gazed at the star, but as the night deepened, the star set. Ibrahim was disappointed. He thought, "That which sets cannot be a Lord." The next night, he saw the moon rise. It was a full moon, shining brightly. Ibrahim thought, "This then is my Lord. It is bigger and more beautiful than the stars." He gazed at the moon, but as the light of dawn appeared, the moon also disappeared. Ibrahim was disappointed again. He said, "If my Lord does not guide me, I shall surely be among those who go astray." On the third morning, the sun rose, a colossal ball of fire. The sun's light illuminated everything. Ibrahim, captivated, said, "This is my Lord. It is much bigger and more powerful than the moon and the stars." But at the end of the day, the sun also set. Then a profound realization entered Ibrahim's heart. He understood that the moon, the sun, and the stars, all of them are created. There is a creator who controls them. He is the cause of all creation. Ibrahim then declared with a firm voice, "Indeed, I have turned my face toward him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheists." After this event, Ibrahim, alayhi salam, began to invite people to the oneness of Allah. He tried to make his community understand that these idols held no power. They could neither benefit nor harm them. He called them to the path of truth. Due to his unwavering faith and invitation, he became known as the friend of Allah and remains eternally remembered as a great guide in human history.
Zubayr ibn al-Awwam radiallahu was born into a noble family of the Quraysh tribe in Mecca. His mother, Safiya radiallahu, was the paternal aunt of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Due to this special kinship, he grew up in close proximity to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from a young age. When Zubayr radiallahu was just 15 years old, he embraced the light of Islam. He was among the first 10 companions to accept Islam. Upon hearing the news of his conversion, his uncle became furious. One day, Zubayr radiallahu uncle wrapped him in a mat and began to smoke him from below. The smoke made it difficult for Zubayr radiallahu to breathe. His uncle shouted, "Abandon Muhammad's religion, otherwise you will suffocate to death in this smoke." But the young Zubayr radiallahu replied with a firm voice, "By Allah, I will never abandon Islam. Let my life end, but I will never leave the religion of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam." His uncle intensified the smoke, but Zubayr radiallahu faith grew even stronger. Finally, his uncle gave up. As the persecution of Muslims in Mecca increased during the early days of Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam granted permission to some companions to migrate to Abyssinia, present-day Ethiopia. The king of Abyssinia, Negus, was known as a just ruler. He provided refuge to the Muslims and granted them complete freedom to practice their religion. Later, Zubayr radiallahu migrated to Medina. There he became known as a skilled warrior. The name of his sword was Zulfiqar. He displayed extraordinary bravery in the Battle of Badr. In the Battle of Uhud, when the Muslim army was on the verge of defeat, Zubayr radiallahu moved around Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, confronting the enemies. Zubayr radiallahu was not just a brave warrior, he was also a devout and generous person. He regularly observed prayers, fasts, and other acts of worship. He helped the poor and needy and spent his wealth freely in the path of Allah. During his lifetime, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave the glad tidings of paradise to 10 companions. Zubayr radiallahu was one of those fortunate 10. They are known as Ashara Mubashshara, or the 10 who were promised paradise.
Hazrat Bayezid Bostami rahimahullah was a great Sufi saint and a beloved servant of Allah. Once, Hazrat Bayezid rahimahullah decided to go to Mecca to perform Hajj. He went to his beloved mother to seek her blessings. He said, "Mother, I am going for Hajj. Please pray for me." His mother replied, "Son, before you go, please get me some water. I am very thirsty." Bayezid rahimahullah immediately went to get water for his mother, but when he returned, he saw that his mother was in a deep sleep. He thought, "My mother is asleep. It would be wrong to wake her up. I will wait." Thinking this, he stood by his mother's bed all night with the glass of water in his hand so that he could give her the water as soon as she woke up. In the morning, his mother woke up and was astonished to see Bayezid rahimahullah standing there with the glass in his hand. "Son, were you standing like this all night?" Bayezid rahimahullah humbly replied, "Mother, I did not want to disturb you. You are thirsty, so I waited." With tears in her eyes, his mother prayed, "O Allah, grant my son more reward than Hajj, for he stayed awake all night in my service." A few days later, Bayezid rahimahullah had a dream in which Allah Almighty said, "O Bayezid, for standing all night in your mother's service, I have granted you more reward than Hajj. This is because serving one's parents is very dear to me." Lesson: the excellence of serving parents. Serving one's parents is highly virtuous in Islam. In the Quran, Allah Almighty commands good conduct towards parents immediately after the command to worship Him. Patience and love. Hazrat Bayezid rahimahullah patiently stood all night,
which is a testament to his deep love and respect for his mother. Allah Almighty's pleasure. Allah Almighty is so pleased.
Musa alayhi salam was resting in his home when an unknown person entered. Surprised, Musa alayhi salam noticed that the man had entered without permission. Known for his strong sense of self-respect, Musa alayhi salam was angered by this act and asked, "Who are you and why have you entered my home without my permission?" The man replied, "I am Azrail, the angel of death. I have come to take your soul." Musa alayhi salam was shocked. The angel of death usually brings a clear message to prophets, but this man had arrived without any prior announcement. Angered, Musa alayhi salam slapped him hard, causing one of Azrail's eyes to be damaged. Azrail alayhi salam returned to the heavens and complained to Allah, "O Allah, one of your beloved prophets has slapped me and damaged my eye." Allah restored Azrail alayhi salam's eye and instructed him to go back to Musa alayhi salam, but this time to be more humble. Azrail alayhi salam returned to Musa alayhi salam in human form and said gently, "O Prophet of Allah, Allah is asking you if you wish to live longer." Musa alayhi salam asked, "What is the way?" Azrail alayhi salam replied, "Place your hand on the back of a cow. For every hair under your hand, you will be granted 1 year of life." Musa alayhi salam thought for a moment and then asked, "What will happen after that?" Azrail alayhi salam replied, "Death will come anyway." With a deep sense of peace, Musa alayhi salam said, "Then let it be now." He realized that the length of life is fixed and there is no benefit in gaining extra years if the ultimate end is still death. So he accepted the will of Allah. After that, Azrail alayhi salam took his soul. This story of Musa alayhi salam teaches us that even with a love for life, a true believer is always prepared for death and surrenders to the will of Allah.